very interesting and very you can say a topic whom every student is looking for after completing their BS 4 years or masters, or you can say M.phil or Ph.Ds. So something is in their mind that where would I be hired after spending so many years in the university, after completing my BS or after completing my masters, where I'm standing right now, which company is going to hire me, okay, which institute is going to welcome me. So there's a very big question mark, and the students, they are extremely worried. They kept on asking us, the teachers, that please tell us about our careers, that which careers are suitable for us. So I'm Professor Dr.Mchem from Dr.Mchem Institute of Chemistry, University of St. Juncture, and I'm here very much again for this very interesting topic, a few hints or guidelines which I've sorted out for you people, so that you will be able to maybe it would work out for you in the same way it worked out for other candidates. So mostly they come across these things. They always ask these things, that which jobs are suitable after completing BS 4 years or master's program for another period of a couple of years, which institutes would pay them a handsome amount, right? So this is the basic question which comes in every student's mind. So the sector that is the most important and that stand out among others is and that plays a very vital role in absorbing fresh candidates is the private sector. So now, just to guide you people, just to guide my students a little bit more with details, I have prepared few slides for you people. Now I am going to show you these slides on this session, so that it will work out for you in the same way, hopefully the way it worked out for my other students. And now they are working in different they have joined different industries, and they have joined different companies, and for example, and most of the girls, especially the female students, they are now teachers. They are serving as a teacher, because this is the best side for a teacher to choose as a female candidate to serve as a teacher, because this is the safest and the most prestigious, or you can call it that it does not consume that much time. You have a limited time. You can show yourself at home. Also, you can take care of your family, and you can manage that side also, and you can manage the other side also, that is the teaching side, because it's a limited period. You need to stay there in your school, college or university, wherever you have been hired or you have been given the chance to serve. So the sector that I was conveying you about was the private sector here. Now, what the employer, the man who's going to employ you, is called employer, look for in a candidate, what he will find out in a suitable candidate for that whatever XYZ post. So let's see. Okay, what an employer looks for in a candidate. Number one, now I'll describe in some few points: having a strong CV that must contain all important details regarding academics, along with other credentials, that is all your certificates which you have earned till you're completing your 14 years education, right? So that comes under the category of credentials, certificates, mark sheets, whatsoever, and that can, of course, will stand out you, that is him, among others. Now, what a fresh graduate, master's or M.phil or Ph.D. must do: search for teaching institutes, either schools or colleges, etc., right? Number two, that was point number two. Highlight your extra skills. Now you must highlight there, every candidate has some extra skills also. Some, candidates, they prefer to, sing songs, right? That is their hobby. Some prefer to have, good artwork. They can do a lot of artwork. And some students, they have the computer skills. They know a lot of programs, computer generated programs they can work on easily. And, institutes, they are looking for such candidates who are so capable, of handling the computer. This is what I wrote here also, like your knowledge and awareness regarding different computer programs like PowerPoint presentations. PowerPoint presentations play a very important role whenever you are, either you have been hired in a company, or you have been hired in a bank, or you have been hired in some institute, or you have been hired in some teaching institute or in a university. These PowerPoint presentations are, used in all these areas. So this is, the best thing if you know the different computer, programs, right? And of course, it will help a lot. So if a candidate, has the capability of handling different type of programs, computer programs, that candidate always attracts, or he gets the attention of the employer. So the next thing you can jump to on is, of course, how to teach. If you are, looking for a teaching institute to join, or a school, or a college, or a university, so you should know how a teacher teaches. And nowadays, as we are going through since COVID-19, we are almost, in the beginning, we were not that much, good in teaching online, as we had no experience. But now, with the passage of time, the students also know how to, get the knowledge from the online teaching, how to be, comfortable with the online teaching. They are also now used to it, and we also, as teachers, we know that this is also very important. That is how to teach, and of course, how to teach online. Now, how to teach is a very important question. That how you are going to teach. This is number one step. Then the second thing is that how to teach online. That is, now there are different applications, and the most popular nowadays is that how to use Zoom Cloud application, right? And all the steps to use this application. That is, of course, there are so many there are so many things in the Zoom Cloud applications, that how you are going to paste the presentations, how you are going to use the whiteboard. There's a whiteboard option also, and how you are going to use different type of PowerPoint presentations, how you are going to switch from one application to another, how you're going to switch from one area to another. So there are lots of steps in the Zoom Cloud application also. So you must learn the Zoom Cloud application thoroughly. It is all described in your at internet. You can get it from there. Now there is other also sector that skills which help you out to be a successful candidate, to grab your employer's attention, is of course skills regarding the physical activities, like of course sports, that is includes athletics, races, and long jumps, and of course many other activities. These all counts when you are looking for a good job. High jumps, relay races, these are all the examples of the sports which a sportsman should know. Because once I was a sports, I used to be in a sports, so I used to do all these things. I was a very good athlete. So when you are supposed to be an all-rounder, right? That means the majority of areas you are supposed to conquer before you are looking for a good job. So yes, these high jumps, these relays, these hurdles, etc. And of course, the knowledge about sports is also a very big positive point. And this is what I'm just explaining you, that sports plays a very important role, and it's good for your health even. Okay, now search for workplace that can further groom you and make you more proficient, right? Now you are the candidate, you are looking for the jobs in the newspapers and everywhere. So keep that thing in your mind that you just should search for the workplace. That is the place where you are going to work is called a workplace. This is a workplace that can further groom you, that can, groom your personality, that can groom you to be a better person, a better person, or a person who is capable of doing multiple tasks at one time, right? So this is all called grooming up. This is called grooming up into a more proficient person, right? Meanwhile, if you have a less proficiency in English language, now I've written also so that you can see this slide also. Meanwhile, if you have, yes, you are working on different things. So if you have a little bit more time, you can, if you have less proficiency in your English language, please improve your vocabulary, right? Join an English language institute, right? You can join an English language institute for the improvement. Now there are a lot of English language institutes which serve the candidates, and they are looking for the candidates who needs help in the language, just to correct their with the verbal vocabulary, the grammatical mistakes, everything. Because whenever you are going for, or you are looking for a good job, you are being interviewed. And when you are interviewed, why I'm more focusing on English? Because English is an international language, and if you are really looking, if you are really seriously about looking for a good job, you are supposed to be proficient enough in your English vocabulary, right? Because you've been interviewed, and when you've been interviewed, you will be asked multiple questions regarding your own, describing yourself first, that what you are. So now let's focus on something else. Now the next very important sector that welcomes or absorbs is the, again, teaching side or the educator side, as we are still talking about that same side, but to a little bit more higher level. So the teaching or the educator's job, this comprises of different grades, starting from, of course, starting from grade 9 to 16. Now these are school level jobs, right? Whatever these type, grade 9 to 16, these are all school level jobs, and teachers are appointed in above mentioned grades, that is 9, 14 and 16, right? Grade 9, they are appointed in grade 9, then or grade 14 or grade 16. And for grade 16, candidate apply as a subject specialist, right? When you are applying for grade 16 job, right? So you are actually applying as a subject specialist, that you are specialist of that typical subject. Now these vacancies are, as I've just written here, advertised frequently. Now make sure to get the alerts. Right now your mobiles, you have all the cell phones with you, so just gets the alerts active for said post, and the selection criteria is as under. Now here, this is I just mentioned, that is the selection criteria is as under. That is now the GAT test, right? That is general plus marks obtained in the interview. Number 1. Number 2, second point is percentage, right? Your percentage is calculated for all the earned degrees. 16 years education, right? That is, we are not talking about the 16 years education. So for that, you need to, complete all these things, right? So that is your marks, that plus your general marks obtained and in the interview, and of course the percentage is calculated for your credentials, right? The earned degrees. The successful candidates would be posted as primary, middle and high school teachers. Now what would be the fruit of that all struggle? The candidates who will be selected, they will be appointed as or posted as simply the primary teacher, or as a middle school teacher, or as a high school teacher. Now let's jump to the next sector that absorbs a huge number of chemists. That is, of course, now what could be that sector? Yes, very interesting. Now, this is your lecturership, right? Now, the eligibility criteria for the lecturership is, I have just mentioned here, after earning BS or Masters, and of course, not less than the second division. I've written here, at least, you see, I've written here, at least, first, you have to clear the test, right? You have to first clear the test. And what is that test? That is, of course, the Public Service Commission. Now, the candidate in the Public Service Commission is an exam taken by the Public Service Commission authorities. So, you need to clear this test and the candidate who clears the test will be called for the interview. Okay, now first you will appear in the theory, right? And then you will be called, if you will be held successful, you will be called for the interview. And how marks are evaluated there? Well, marks for the test, number one, marks for the test which you have just you have appeared in. Number two, marks in the interview. And number third is the percentage of all the credentials, that is academics, certificates, degrees. This includes all these things. So I made these slides according to the 2021 criteria of being hired in different jobs, different areas of jobs for a chemist. So these are all, the fresh knowledge about all the areas. Now the sum of all these sum of means they will add up. Okay, they will add up. The sum of all these will make up your merit, and then you will be, selected, or you will be posted, right? Hey, now let's move to the next section. So this is the very interesting one because it was related to our universities or any other universities around globally or around in Pakistan or anywhere. So university jobs. Now, what is the eligibility for that? Of course, it's for lecturership, that is BPS 80. Now, keep that thing in your mind that when you are applying for the for the post of lecturer in the university, the grade you've been served will be 18, whereas when you will apply in the college side, you will be given grade 17, not 18. Okay, but in the university, you will be directly appointed after passing through all the steps of that appointment is looking for, employer is looking for. You will be hired directly in BPS 18. That is now what you should be having. Of course, the candidate should be M.phil, that is 18 years education. The candidate should be a master's in philosophy, right? Holder with an 18 years, that is the 18 years education, right? Now, there's also something very interesting, that is, of course, the first, second positions in BS or Masters is an additive part of your credentials, right? Because, I was, personally, when I was in Master's level, in my MSc final, I secured a second position. So, I was selected on the very first spot because of my merit. Now, university conduct NTS, that is subjective based test, right? Plus, I've written a plus sign, you can see selection board interview, right? Selection board means you've been interviewed, plus the percentage of 18 years education, plus the research papers if you have you have been published any research articles in any internationally reputed journals that will be that would be having high factor, means high impact factor journals. That is also a big positive point. Now, if you are applying for the next step, that is applying for assistant professor, that means you will be hired directly in BPS 19, right? So what would be the eligibility for that? You should be a Ph.D, right? Doctor of Philosophy. Apply directly for the set post. You can apply directly for this post if you have this eligibility. And 18 years education, that is M.phil. plus 10 years. Now what is the eligibility for that? Yes, 18 years education, and that is ample, plus 10 years teaching experience in the university. That is, of course, it is the HEC criteria, right? Higher Education Commission criteria, plus the interview, right? And the percentage of the credentials, that is your publications. Again, they play a very important role, a very vital role. Your internationally accepted or published papers play a very, great role in, forcing the employer to hire you on this grade, for this grade, right? And this is also, the publications are supposed to be HEC approved, should be in the HEC approved journals. So this is a simplest way to guide a chemist to get hired in different jobs in Pakistan. So I hope you have now, you get to know all the steps, all the points which you are looking for when you have passed your 4 years for the BS program, or you have done your master's level. And when you are looking for a better job, you will definitely groom yourself more. You will get more degrees. You will get more. You will be more. You will be in a next higher level. And then, of course, now I have explained you each and every step that if you are looking for a private sector jobs, what an employer is looking for in that particular candidate who has so much output. When you are entering into for the interview, when you are being, I can give you my experience that when you are interviewed for the very first time after clearing your master's or BS level or your M.phil levels, still you are a bit nervous because you are not going to confront a lot of people. A whole board is there. Because as I am a university professor, so I was interviewed. When I was interviewed for my lectureship, there was a huge, a very huge room where our vice chancellor was sitting, and he was, and all the members that were sitting around him were, all the different. They were also on very prominent posts. So as a candidate, as a student who has just passed the exams and who have just been facing these such people who are the employers, you get nervous. Definitely you have that, a little shiver in your heart is, beating fast. And the first question they always ask is, what they ask from me is, okay, Dr. Moina, you are here, so let's now find out that why you are here. Okay, so I was a bit like, yes, I'm here of course for the interview. So what brings you here? This was their first question. What brings you here? Why you want to be in the university job? So I just explained them what was in my mind at that moment, that I always dreamt about to be a university professor. I don't want to be a college teacher. I don't want to be a school teacher. Though I have served in a school in my city, Hyderabad city, in the Foundation Public School. It was a very good school in those times, and I've served there for about 6 months, and then I was admitted into BS program in the university, in the college, and then in the universities, and I never discontinued my education. Though it was also not a discontinuation, it was just a gap between the admission stage. So I never wasted that time also, and I jumped into that job, and I grabbed a lot of knowledge from those days, from those teachers over there who helped me a lot in improving my vocabulary and everything. Because when you are teaching, you are teaching small kids in the schools, you are learning a lot, because you need to be very much proficient in your English language. Why I'm again and again focusing on the language? Because this plays a very vital role. It played a vital role in my career, in making me Dr. Moina. So I address all my students, I address all the young students who are following our path, that you should, this is also one of your very important step, that you are supposed to be very good in vocabulary when you are verbally conversing with anyone. So start practicing from your home. Find a person who is there who can answer you a few of your sentences, and start conversing with them, right? And you must describe, and because the next question they simply ask you is describe yourself. So you have to start from the beginning, that I am this, I belong to this, I was born there, I got my early education from that school, I got such and such marks, then I admitted to the college side, I got such and such marks. So these are all the things which make you a perfect person an employer is looking for. So I hope that these few points, because I have gone a lot of pages before making these slides for you, and I have and this is all the fresh knowledge that is 2021, what the employers are looking for in a chemist. So I hope I am quite successful today in explaining you few points. So let's meet again with something new, something very interesting. Again, thank you very much.